Kate said, I'm Richard Swan. I'm Director of Technical Client Services with Picote Solutions. Been in the water industry for over 30 plus years now. Picote are well known for within the industry for high-speed cleaning. And I'm going to go through and explain what high-speed cleaning is and the machines and what they're capable of in the next 20-25 minutes. So we're going to do a brief introduction of the business and the company. Obviously, we're going to cover the question why. I'm going to explain the different cleaning methods, including our high-speed methods. We're going to look at the tools, and we've got various videos to show you as well, built into the slide pack. So, Picote Solutions. Picote was formed back in the 1990s. It's a Finnish company, and at that stage they specialised in the rehabilitation of pipes in buildings. So if you go back to those years, there was very little mechanical equipment, tools, etc. So as they've developed the in-house lining systems, they had to develop a range of tools. And this carried on until 2012, where we had various competitors, various companies asking about purchasing the machines and the tools. So in 2012, we launched Picote Solutions. I work for Picote Solutions, and we sell the tools and equipment around the world through a range of resellers. 2018, we launched our e-learning Picote Institute. So there's a slide at the end of this where you can get the address for that, and there's loads and loads of information on there. In 2021, we launched our international consultancy part of the business. So that's where we combine all our technical support, all our technical knowledge, and all of our in-house rehabilitation that we've done for years in Finland. We're now showing people, teaching people, and showing it around the world. And this year, we launched what we call Picote Aqua, and we'll come on to Picote Aqua in the presentation. So why do we need to clean pipes? Well, we get various issues. Here's just some common ones. Tree roots in pipes. We get intruding lateral connections coming in. We get a buildup of fats, oil and grease, and we get heavy scale, tuberculation. We get concrete, things like that, or that prevent pipes flowing. And these could be buried pipes. They can be in process plants. They could be in buildings, hotels, all over the place. So that's why we have what we call our machines are widely used. So the machines were initially developed by 2008. We have a range of machines, not just one machine. We have a range of machines from DM32 up to DM300. So that's your 1.25" to 12-inch pipes. The rotation speeds, the normal traditional electromechanical machines rotate around about 200 RPM. Our machines, our slow speed is 500, and then depending on the model of the machine, they rotate up to 2,900 RPM. We have various shaft sizes. So our smallest machine has an 8mm shaft, and our largest has an 18mm shaft. That steel shaft is housed inside an outer casing. So the operator holds onto the outer casing and feeds the tool through the pipe, and the tools are connected onto the internal steel shaft. So they have multi-purposes, multi-uses. They are great for cleaning, descaling, root cutting, unblocking pipes, removing fats, oil and grease, cutting out failed liners, cutting out concrete, and reinstating lateral connections after a pipe's been lined. The machines have a small footprint. You can see this one here. It's what we call our Super Midi, and it's being used to descale and clean and descale a water main prior to rehabilitation. Like I said, we have a range of machines. So we've got the 8, 10, 12 and 18, all the machine here. You'll notice that we have some black framed machines and we have some red framed. So the black machines, the black frame machines are what we call cleaners, and they're just purposely built and used to clean the inside of pipes, whereas the red machines are more for milling and cutting. And the two big machines, what we call the MAXI miller and the Power Plus, they are utility machines and they are really good for cutting out concrete. So benefits of what we've got here, if I carry on, is the machines are very portable. They all have a built-in safety clutch that can either be mechanical or electronic. Very, very safe to use because there's no rotating parts. The operator's just holding on to the outer casing. The machines, all our machines and tools are designed to go through 90-degree bends. They are mechanical machines. You don't need to use water. In some cases, we might have a little bit of flow of water to take the debris away or the dust, but you can use them dry. They can be used in vertical or horizontal pipes, and we have a small footprint and a low carbon, which is great. Current limitations, and I'll come forward straight up with this at the beginning of the presentation, is that our limitations currently are the range. We can work from a single access point up to 45 meters, depending on the machine. And our top diameter is DN300. So what we've got is we've got machines. So the 8mm machines, the mini cleaner is suitable for 32 to 70mm pipe work. The 60 meters working length on the drum, but we can add 10-meter extensions on there as well. So we've got the 8mm machines, which will go 32 to 70, and the mini miller will go from 50 up to 150. The 10mm machine, we have one, the midi cleaner, would do 50mm to 150. And then we've got the super midis and the maxi on the 12mm shaft and the big Power Plus. So when we're looking at, people either buy the machine on the purchase machine they're using, we depend on the pipe diameter, or it depends what you want to use the machine for. So we have two tables. And here you can see that we've got the machines for cleaning, descaling, root cutting, lateral reinstatements, removing failed liners and cutting out concrete. And then the numbers in the boxes relate to the largest diameter that machine can do. Hopefully you'll see this one. This is a video. Okay, it's a cast iron pipe. And what you can see the end of the steel shaft, and on there we have what we call a cyclone chain. Now this cyclone chain has carbide teeth on as well. It's our premium chain. When the machine fires up, you will see that the cutter will open out, the chains will open out, and then you'll see a lot of dust as it removes all the tuberculation and the heavy scale in the pipe. As I said, when it starts up, we get dust, and then we just feed the chain backwards and forwards through the pipe, and you can see here that there's loads of dust and some small particles of heavier material. But the beauty about high-speed cleaning is that the chain just turns everything to dust, and very efficient as well. So currently, existing pipe cleaning methods. So there's existing technology out there, from pipe pigging, rack feed boring, drag scraping. Some of the newer systems use a combination of air and grit, and the air creates a vortex and you blow the grit through. Clean systems. We've got ice pigging, and we've also got high pressure water jetting. These technologies are generally cumbersome, outdated, time consuming, require large generators or compressors and winches to operate. Safety and worksite footprint are also a huge consideration, and that's one thing where, again, the high speed machines have a very small footprint and are very safe to use. So here's a pre-cleaning and post-cleaning photograph in cast iron. The beauty about the machines is because we have the outer casing, you can actually fasten a CCTV camera behind the cleaning head and attach it to the outer casing. And then you can actually monitor what you're doing, monitoring the progress, etc., which is also another big advantage. We do a whole range of tools. I'm not going to go through all the tools. We have chains. We have what we call our PVC chains, which means they're used they're safe to use in plastic pipes. We have Tiger, which have a very hard wearing, long-lasting carbide teeth on there, and a very light chains. We have our standard, and then we have our premium chains. So our premium chains are the ones that we use to remove really hard substances like concrete. So they're the different types of chains that we have. And then obviously we have what we call the original chains, which have 2 connection points. And then you measure, the operator sets them to the correct size by either stretching them or bringing the two connectors together slightly. So that's the chain. They're adjusted manually. We have what we call the 3D chain. This has a spring and a forged head on it. So the faster the machine rotates, the larger that chain is. So it's great because you can do multiple changes in diameter with the same chain without having to keep manually adjusting it. We have our Tiger drill chains, which have a cutting drill head on the front. So where you've got a pipe which is 99% full of tuberculation or tree roots or debris, then the Tiger train, the drill head cuts into it and then makes space for the chains to work. And then that's a really effective call for general unblocking as well. Once we've stored 90% of the flow in the pipe, we then finish off with what we call the cyclone chains. The cyclone chains is the one you've seen on the video. It is a fixed diameter. And then for the really large diameters, we have what we call the tornado chains. So here's a fairly good example where we use we use high-speed cleaning. This is a section of pipe that was moved from a process plant. The client or contractor tried various cleaning methods, including ultra high pressure water jetting, without any success at all. They brought a section of the pipe down to into Picote, and this is the video. We literally took one of our original premium chains and I think it was on a super MIDI. That was a 12mm machine. You can see here when the chain starts rotating, the material just turned to the silicate just turned to dust. And with the ultra high pressure, the jetters didn't even scratch the surface. So a good example of what you can do with high speed cleaning. There we have, and people refer to, we have what we call Picote Smart Cutter. This is an award-winning tool that won an International Society of Trenchless Technology award back in 2012. It consists of a hub and grinding panels. It's a very versatile machine tool that we have. You can use it for doing reinstatements, scaling metal pipes and cleaning metal pipes, removing hard deposits. So it goes in where we're going to either use the chains, or once we've used the chains, we want to smooth off the surface. It's great for cutting out tree roots. We have companies using this who are steel fabrication companies making steel, welding steel pipe, and they will use the smart cutter to grind back the internal weld. We can use it to grind back steel reinforcement bars, metal fence posts. We can use it for grinding away inconsistencies in pipe work. it is very, very versatile tool. I said, here's an example where we've got a pipe that's been welded, and obviously we've still got the internal bead and a little bit of it running here of the smart cutter, and the guys, again, the operators pushing it slowly backwards and forwards. Here we're actually removing the internal bead on the steel pipe on the bend. Okay, so we're not actually doing it on the straight section because it's easy on the straight section. To demonstrate the tool, we've actually done it on the bend, and you can see the before and after. We have what we call a twisted metal grinder. Here's an example. We use it generally where we have a steel bar, rebar, or something that's protruding partially into or fully into a pipe. As a carb runding stone on the front, for this example, we just used a 10 mil threaded bar. We speeded the video up, so we've cut through there, and then we go in with the smart cutter. To help us get the smart cutter in, we generally wrap the panels around and then hold it in place with some PVC tape. You can see here again the steel bar that was left at the 12 o'clock is slowly disappearing away with the grinding panels. I think total from start to finish, I think this was 10 minutes. And there you see it's been flushed, ground flush right back. Yeah, whole task complete in less than 10 minutes. We have what we call a smart spider. Obviously, you can see why it's called a spider, because with the individual little spring-loaded legs on there. This has been designed specifically to go into metal pipes or pipes where we've lost some of the pipe wall. So there's a hole in the pipe. Now, if you've got a hole or a missing section of pipe, if you try most cleaning methods, you can't clean it and you can't inspect it. Okay, the legs are spring loaded, they're oversized, so it will always stay central in the pipe. Here's a good example of the smart spider being used to A, clean this pipe, but B, once we've cleaned it, we need to inspect it, and then we can, if depending on the condition of it, we might want to put a liner in there. Currently, with existing tools and cleaning methods, you wouldn't be able to clean that, and you wouldn't even get a CCTV camera through because it will drop out of the pipe. So here we go, and you can see here that the legs index in and out, and you can see the dust coming off because we're cleaning it as we go through. We can see here that the tool is staying inside the pipe; it hasn't come. If you need to, you can also fasten a CCTV camera to the outer casing, which means then you can camera, clean, and then repair that pipe. We've also found out that the spider's also been used by quite a few contractors now for removing fat, oil, and grease. So here is a video supplied by West Sussex Drains, full of fat fogs in there. You can see here they've got the camera down, and as the spider rotates, it chips all the hard fat into little chunks that again just gets washed away with a bit of flowing water. So they're monitoring what they can do with the camera. So we've done one pass, put the camera down, and it's cleared 98% of the fat off the inside of the pipe. There's just a little bit more, so they're going back and just going to go back down again with the spider. You can see here this is the post thing video. All of it has been removed. So I mentioned earlier root cutting. So the beauty about the Picotes and the tools we have, we can take a combination of front drill heads, grinding panels, chains, and we can build up a tool specific for a certain project or for a certain job. Here we've got mass tree roots in a pipe. And what we've done is we've taken a DM100 original premium chain with what we call a special drill head on the front. And you can see the right hand photograph, we've got the mass tree roots, and then the chains just the cutting head was poured into the tree roots. The chains then shredded them. So you can see here that we've gone from mass to little bits of tree root that we pulled out and put into a bucket for waste disposal. So that is the power of what we can do very quickly and very easily. For the people that are doing any pipe rehabilitation, instead of using a very expensive robotic cutter, if you've lined over a lateral connection, we have what we call lateral twisters, which we use to come down the lateral, and they will cut through the lined over junction. But we can use these tools here, but I mean explanation here. So we've lined one pipe, we've cut it off, we then gone down with the twister through the lateral to reinstate that pipe, and then we get flows. We finish off, we grind it right back to the inside of the pipe wall, use the Picote Smart Cutter. We have tools for removing failed liners. That nobody actually has any failed liners, but they always take a lot of interest when we actually produce the liner removal tool. So that's that one. We've also got what we call twister concrete remover tools for removing hard concrete. They are successful on 20 megapascal concrete, and we have used it to mill through the 40 MPa concrete as well. So they're the two ones. The liner removal tool is for doing failed liners, and then we got the concrete one, and we've now also got what we call the Tiger Twister liner and concrete remover tool. So this works in both concrete and failed liner. The failed liner and the concrete removers have a 3mm front metal panel, and the Tiger Twister has harder wearing carbide teeth, and it's a 6mm panel. All these tools also have cutters and teeth on the rear of the metal disc. So if it does get stuck, you can actually, as you come back out of the pipe, it will cut itself free. Here's a little video cutting out a section of failed liner. You can see here that the milling head, the crusher that we've got, it's a 150/6-inch pipe. You can see how it's just shredding that failed liner into very small particles. And we've got what we call, what we've done is the other twisters that we've just shown you, we can use for removing intruding connections. So here we've got a 1.5 inch intruding plastic pipe intruding into a 100mm post pipe, and Dan here is coming through, I think it's with one of our Tiger tools, and it's slowly cutting through. There we go. So that's opened it up, and then what he's going to do, go back down with a very versatile smart cutter, and you can see here he's just slowly grinding back. And what will happen is that intruding bit of plastic pipe that's left, it will grind it flush. We'll move on. You can see how it's nearly flush now with the pipe, with the internal pipe. There we are, done. Right, I did earlier on, I mentioned that in 2022 we launched our Aqua Range. So our Aqua Range is aimed purely at the cleaning of water pipes. So the difference being compared to our normal millers are, firstly, it has a nice blue frame, not a red or black one. We've applied a nanotechnology to the outer casing, and if need be the tools, so that stops any buildup of bacterial material on the outer casing. We have a lubricant between the steel shaft and the outer casing, and for the Aqua machines, that is a food grade oil. Like I said, it's a new range of machines we're doing. It's aimed at the cleaning and the cleaning of water mains prior to rehabilitation. So we're not selling any rehabilitation. All we're doing is having a very effective way and a very quick way of cleaning and descaling the water, the pipes prior to. So the Aqua Range, currently have three machines: the Aqua Midi, the Aqua Maxi, and the Power Plus. 10, 12, and 18 mil shafts. Minimum range is 33 meters. Maximum range is 33 meters with the Midi cleaner, the 10 mil shaft, and we can do maximum 45 meters from an access point with the 12 mil, and we can do 49 meters with the 18 mil machine. Like I said right at the beginning, we recognised that our limitation has been the length we can operate at, and like I said, 49 meters is the maximum from a single access point. We recognise that, so our R&D team has been working for several years on developing what we call, and we called it the Mega Miller. Well, we've talked about it for years, and at the International Trenchless Show in Finland, in Helsinki, in October, we rolled out the first prototype. Now you can see it's trailer mounted, and here's a short video of it working. So this is a prototype, but this is going to take us up to that 80-90 meter range from a single access point. It's really exciting for the business because it's opening up and we're heading into new ground there. Also with the Aqua Range, we've worked with Schramm in Europe for many years, and then in North America, and we've developed the Picote tools to go on to the Schramm Talpa series of robots. They have a standard operating length of 200 meters, and that is as far as the crawler can drive itself, because of the weight of the umbilical cable and everything else behind it. But also we can go further because we can put attachment on the front, which means we can actually pull and winch the robot further. So I think in the States they've gone up to 300 meters with using a winch. So we have two models: the Talpa 1330, which is 150 to 300 diameter pipes, and then the larger one that goes from DN 200 to 600. We are in the UK, have servicing and support in the UK from either our training centre here, an office here in Sandhurst, and also our office in Whitburn, which is up towards Edinburgh. So we developed a whole range of Picote tools that work from the robot. Moving on, carbon footprint. Here's a project that we've worked on for a while, just comparing the CO2 emissions of our Super Midi, which is a 110 volt electric motor on there, against equivalent jetting machines. And you can see here that our CO2 emissions are well below those of a jetter machine. The beauty also is the size of our equipment means it will fit in a small van and not a medium to large sized 3.5 ton van. 90% of Picote components that we use on our machines can be recycled. So all our aluminium and electrical cables and everything can be, like I said, 90% of it can be is recyclable. Right, we mentioned e-learning resources. We have what we call the Picote Institute. It's free to subscribe. All we need you to do is register, and we just need to register. You need your email address. We don't send anything out to people, so we won't hassle people. And it's a really good source of information. All our documentation's on there. We have lots of operation manuals, top hints, how to use the machines, all the tool guides, all the quick guides. Absolutely everything is on there, and we continuously keep adding to that. Every few weeks there'll be something new that's put on there. People can upload their own videos as well to demonstrate what they've been doing, and we have some what we call training courses, the 101 courses. You can log on and you can do the training courses as well. Training facilities in the UK, we've got training and technical and site support. We've got, like I said, we've got the train centre here in Sandhurst where I'm based, and then we've got the one in Scotland up at Whitburn, and that's where our senior technical trainer Andy Kibble-White is based. You can see it is these photographs. We do a lot of hands-on training. When people come in for training, it's all hands-on. They all get on to use the tools, etc. Final slide. I'll go back to Kate. There's my contact details, and also Dawn's on the session as well, and that's her contact details. So if you need any information, anything else, please pick up the phone, drop us an email. We're here to help, support, and also we do a lot of education as well.
Thank you, Richard. It's Catherine here now, actually, from Guild HQ. So thanks to you and to everyone for joining us today. If I could just remind everybody about the Guild website for future webinars. But in the meantime, we do have a question from Lee Crabtree. With regards to the rebar through the pipe, what happens if ferrule connected services are along the length of the main? And I hope I've read that out correctly. I'm not a technical person.
Yeah, if what we're doing normally, if we're cleaning the water mains, then we won't be using the metal twister, so we won't be doing any grinding. The chains we use won't damage any intruding ferrules at all. Mainly the rebar stuff is found on the wastewater side.
Okay, thanks for that. And another one from Norman Howell. Are you able to clean metallic pipes to a standard suitable for spray applied linings or slip lining techniques?
Yes. In fact, having spent many years doing spray lining of water mains when I first came into the industry, I've been on job sites where the guys have spent days, 2-3 days cleaning a water main to a standard that is acceptable for spray lining or for slip lining. We can get to that finish within hours. Like I say, you saw the chains working. The chains will take the tuberculation and they turn it to dust. Once we've gone through with the chains, then if you want a really smooth, really shiny finish, we can finish off with the grinding panels in the smart cutter. But generally, the cyclone chains will give a far better finish than we get from any other, either rack boring or pigging or drag scraping.
Okay, well there aren't any other questions unless anybody's got something they'd like to ask Richard. Feel free to unmute if you've got something you'd rather ask in person than on the chat. No. Okay, well, thank you, Richard, again. And yes, like I said, if just to remind you about the Guild's website and our events calendar, we've got some big national events happening next year with the Guild dinner in March. And we do have our AGM next Tuesday, which is open to all Guild members. So if you would like to register for that, please go to the Guild website events page. Thanks again, everybody, and thanks, Richard.
Thank you for allowing us to do it. It's been really good. Thank you.